Professor Chechdi, former Dean and Director of Kusa Institute of Management Studies, Karan University, Dharwad. In fact, I am here at the request of Umesh to answer a few questions on the national education policy, which has been promulgated recently. National Education Policy 2020 is a departure from all other policies which came in earlier. The first policy came in 68, second policy came in 1986, and third revision of that came in 1992. And there was one more committee constituted in 2015 called Subramaniam Committee, which submitted the report in 2016. But that report was not implemented. This committee, under the chairmanship of Dr. Kasturi Rangan, was constituted in 2019, and it submitted its draft in the 2019 itself. And after the draft was circulated, opinions were invited from all the quarters of concerning education. And after receiving the feedback, the new education policy has been developed and recently published by Government of India, which is supposed to take effect from 2022. There is a substantial change in the approach to education altogether. As you know, before the British came, India had a Gurukula system. Though Muslims ruled the country, they did not break the education system. It continued. So when British came here and saw the education system here, they felt threatened by that system. Because it is not just education, it built character also. The Gurukula system built character, integrity, and developed people in a very sound manner. And such people will be a threat to people like British, who were out here to exploit us. So their first aim was to break this system and see to that they have their own kind of people who can help them and rule the country. That is how they started. They made, once they were able to control the country, they said the state education is a state subject. And they said it is the state's responsibility to start schools and run them. And the whole aim and the syllabi, whatever you call, was all aimed at giving them minimum possible knowledge and then converting them into servants of the government. So with some focus on science and technology here and there, most of the focus was on the social sciences, developing people for the administration. So this killed the system which existed earlier. As a result, the education sector has suffered greatly, and the moral fabric of the country also has suffered. And thirdly, the creativity also has been taken out. So this is all because the education system was very mechanical and aimed at only memorization, repeating the same thing and things like that. It never gave scope to development of the personality. So from this point of view, the new policy aims to remove that. For example, for the first 5 standards, there is no examination in the new policy. So examination will start from 6th standard onwards, 6th, 7th, 8th. Then 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th, there will be semester system. So from this point of view, up to 5 years, that is up to 5th standard, people can learn whatever they want in a very sound learning environment, where the focus is to enable the students to kindle their interest and make them do what they like to do. So this is in tune with the philosophy which was adopted earlier. And the earlier system was called 10+2. The new system is called 5+3, 5+3, +4. So here it appears as though number of years have increased by 3 years more. But in reality, they have not increased. Earlier, the student used to join the school at 6. Now, Government of India has taken note that learning starts at 3 only and not at 6. So all the kindergarten schools and all other education systems, KG, whatever you call, they were aiming at training him up to 6, from 3 to 6, which was not coming under the official education policy. It was left to the people to do whatever they want. Now, Government of India has taken note of this and they come under the education policy right from 3. So 3 to, since they have increased, the entry has been made 3 years earlier, the total duration is 15 years. So, but in reality it remains the same. So this is one important departure as far as the education is concerned. And then between 6 to 8, they are also trying to give them certain vocational training, which is again a feature. It may be horticulture, it may be cooking, it may be any other occupation or vocation that the person can take up later. All of these will be taught between 6th and 8th, 6th, 7th and 8th. 8th, 9th, 10th, 12th will be semester system where they will study the various other subjects. So from all these points of view, whatever we desired should happen in education. It was a dream. Many times we talked about it, but we never could see it happen. Now it has been a reality. In fact, I am close to the secretary of that committee also, so I know the kind of deliberations they have made, and I have had opportunity to go through the draft also of the National Education Policy. And we did have many discussions on that. So as a result, I am aware what all transpired in the committee, what were the recommendations, and what has now emerged is a result of intense discussions and deliberations on the part of the National Education Committee, which was formed for that. Challenges is, see, we have not thought of allowing the boy or girl to come out with its own thinking in every subject. Critical thinking is one of the issues here. In the school itself, they are going to promote critical thinking, analytical thinking. We have always been teaching people who is right, who is not right. Never allowed him to have an open mind. And so all this is a part of the new education policy, where students will be invited to have an open mind and they will be asked to critically think and analyze and not mechanically follow what has been said. So this is a departure. And as I told you, vocational subjects is a departure. Thirdly, a foreign language is going to be taught between 9th, 10th, 11th and 12th. This is another departure. Right? So all these features are going to, and secondly, after 12th, they have a system of exit and entry. Like after 12th, when you go to degree, if you do 1 year degree, you get a certificate. If you do 2 year degree, you get a diploma. If you do 3 year degree, you get a graduate certificate. If you do 4 year degree, you get a graduate research certificate. So if you do a graduate research certificate, you can go to MSc or MA, whatever you do, post-graduation. It will be for only 1 year. And all these science, commerce, arts streams have been removed. Henceforth, everything will be multidisciplinary. You can choose unrelated subjects and do your degree. And nobody is going to question why you have chosen this, why you have chosen that. So this is in existence in other countries. But only unfortunately in India, it is not existing. First and foremost, NCERT, which is National Council for Education, Research and Training, they are going to come out with syllabi for everything up to that point. Thereafter, it is the National Education Council which they propose to set up and manage. So that will be, there is a 2 year gap now. This is 220. It's going to be implemented to 2022.
Okay.
So there is time, and they have proposed 2-3 different organizations to manage the education at different levels. Thirdly, they have increased the outlay for education from which is around 3 to 4% now to 6%.
The
So
GDP.
that is a substantial amount. When available, it can lead to a lot of work and innovative practices and creative thinking. And a lot of experts will be invited to work on it. And so they will devise the appropriate method for it. These are the ideas, basic ideas. How they will be implemented is again left to the imagination of the people and their approach to it. This is another very important thing. There is one more thing. See, now there is a government, there won't be difference between government-run institutions and private-run institutions. Private-run institutions also will be subject to scrutiny standards. They will be categorized. Like we are doing NAC for colleges. Even the schools will be subjected to certain standards, and they will be classified. And with those standards, their fees also will be fixed. They can't charge any fee like that. If they are in category B, they are given a framework how much they can charge. That much only they cannot charge more. But anyway, there is no standardization as far as the schools were concerned. Now in this new system, there is a standardization of these schools, and they will have to come and fall within that limits and perform. So thirdly, the education policy doesn't accept for-profit organizations in education. One of the conditions is, if you are in education, you have to put the money back into education only. You cannot take the money from education and invest it elsewhere. So this is another feature of the new policy. So with these features, and third thing is, the universities in India will be asked to promote the kind of learning that they have already proposed, and they will be allowed, if they come to international standards, they will be allowed to set up campuses outside. So also the 100-odd universities, best universities in the country world, will be allowed to set up campuses in the country. So these are two important policy statements which will make standards higher. Because if you want to set up campuses outside, you have to be of the international standards. And if the international standard organizations, universities come here, if you want to compete with them, you will also have to come up to that level.
Yes.
Like I am from business management background. I am reminded of an example from HMT Limited. When HMT wanted to export abroad and become a premier, lathe maker in India, they wanted to make lathes to the international standards. The only way was to produce lathes and export them to developed countries like UK, USA, Germany. When they did that, naturally they were the best in the country also. So this way, that export-led strategy, by doing exports, come up to the standards of the international community, and thereby gain supremacy in your own country. So even if you want to come to the highest standards in your own country, you will have to go out and be of the international standard, so that you are able to compete in the world. No, see, gross enrollment up to 5th standards, they want 100% enrollment, right? Even after 5th to 8th and thereafter to 12th, initially they have a target of 50%. They want to increase it. This is, people go away from the education system because education is divorced from realities. When you take up vocations and give training to people, it will attract more and more people. For example, agriculture is the mainstay of this country. Agriculture has not found any place in education till today, except for BSc Agri, etc., which is a privilege of a few people. Now in this system, horticulture, agriculture also can be taught at the school level itself. So when agriculture also becomes a part of the education, many people who take to agriculture also can get educated and go to do agriculture. So today agriculture has become a mainstay of the uneducated, and that is how agriculture also is suffering. So today we need to ensure that people who like to depart from the education because of various reasons, they do not do so because they have an opportunity to use them in real life. So the reasons for leaving the schools will not be there. Thirdly, they would like to set up a national fund to ensure that such people who drop out are brought into the mainstream. Their financial support is provided. Thirdly, they have focus on women. They are more interested in ensuring that all women join the mainstream education. And so, to that extent, they would like to provide them bicycles, support, and even provide sanitary conditions, toilets, etc., so as to make it more attractive for women to come to the school system. Have a very good program. They have not addressed this issue as far as the colleges and the universities are concerned. But as far as the school system is concerned, they have come out with a 4-year integrated B.Ed course. So when you want to become a teacher, now today BA, BSc, BCom they do, then they go and do 1-year B.Ed. But if you want to become a teacher, you will have to take a decision soon after that 12 standard, and then go and do 4-year degree. So there is a complete orientation towards teaching right from the day one. So you will have more accomplished teachers who are capable, who are able to deliver the goods. I have no idea as to what is the readiness of different states, but by and large, Karnataka is in the forefront of education and has far more educational institutions than any other states. To that extent, it is well prepared. And Karnataka is also not subjected to natural calamities as much as other states are concerned. Politically also, it is not so unstable as other states are concerned. So by and large, the governance systems in Karnataka are better. To that extent, it may be possible, and it boasts of many intellectual capital also. So as a result, Karnataka may be able to respond to this better than others. No, unfortunate part even in Karnataka has been, particularly the university system and the college system, the government's interference in the affairs of the universities has affected the colleges also and standards also. The only way is to leave the education to its own governance and not try to interfere in the affairs of the education institutions. The acts, the Universities Act that Karnataka has right now, has even representatives of the people on the syndicate or on the Senate, Academic Council, etc., which is uncalled for. They are representing people, but they need not come there, because as a result, it may have become political bodies and educational bodies. And even appointment, like for example, Karnataka University doesn't have a vice chancellor for the last 1.5 years, and still there is no idea who will come when. This is not the way of managing universities. This should not take more time. In the earlier system, the syndicate itself used to recommend names and then used to approve, and in a month's time there will be new vice chancellor. But today it is taking, constitution of a committee takes 6 months, and again there will be who will be there in the committee to discuss that. Again there are so many other issues. So if Karnataka keeps aloof from this interference, things will be definitely better. No, anyway, you should compliment this government for the firm decision that they have taken. Unfortunate part, we got independence in 1947. Now it is 2020. 20 years here, 53 years there. So 73 years have passed. We should have come out with our own system at least 10 years hence. I can understand soon after we got independence we had so many issues to fight over. But at least by 60, 70 we should have thought about it. But we have lost a lot of time. Important period has been lost because we are not able to take a concrete decision, and there was no government with majority, which really thought about our own system of education. Though there were governments in majority, they didn't think that there was anything wrong with the system. This government understands that our system is not right. So as a result, they have thought out of a new system, and they have taken models from all the other countries. For example, many of our students did not get admission abroad because they do a 3-year degree course. Abroad, degree is 4 years. Now with the research degree that they can get admission anywhere in the world. Even our MBAs are not recognized because they do 3-year degree and do a post-graduation. They are supposed to do 4-year degree there, then go for a post-graduation. So this has been an anomaly which was affecting the future of the students, and this change that has been done now will correct this anomaly and make it better for students who seek admission abroad to get admission easily.